So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know you got a gig tonight. So, yeah, tea. Doctor. Oh, he sees your tea. What kind of tea is that? In your... yeah, that. Sorry.
Oh, that's Rockstar for rock stars.
Oh, rock stars. Okay. I like rock stars. Those are good.
Yeah, just give a little energy.
Yeah, well, I gotta get it. So, anyway, I'll let you guys introduce yourself in the band and tell us what positions you play in the band, and then we'll kind of get into the Rock on the River, what you're doing today, and how that's going, so that your fans in Indiana can get to it. We probably aren't going to have anybody from Pennsylvania show up unless they just happen to be there. But why don't we go ahead and start with you guys and just introduce yourselves.
You go first.
Yeah. I'm James Hendrickson, the drummer.
Joe Becker, I'm one of the guitarists.
Tyson Russell, vocalist.
Darren Yeagle, guitar.
Caleb Henry, I play bass.
Okay, cool. Well, Tyrant's Downfall, everyone. So you have a show tonight. Why don't you tell us about this gig, Rock on the River, where it's at, who else is playing beside you, and then just kind of go from there, because it looked like a pretty cool show.
So yeah, it's going to be a great show. It's 4 bands. It's at the campground here in our hometown, Connersville, Indiana, at Robinson's Whitewater River Campground. They have a big stage venue area in the back right down by the river. It's an awesome place to play. We'll be playing with 3 other bands, 2 from the Ohio-Dayton area and 1 from
Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. So the names Desolate, Blackwater, and Shades of Raven. All 3 awesome bands. If you haven't heard them, you need to check them out. They play some great music.
Cool. So they're coming a few hours from you. Or are you right across the Indiana border from Ohio?
Well, Dayton's only about an hour.
Okay.
So those guys will be all right. But Shades of Raven's got to drive ahead of them.
Yeah, from Bowling Green, that's like...
like 4 hours, so they're probably already on their way here.
Well, they lose an hour, too, don't they, when they come from Bowling Green to where you're at? Like,
no,
Bowling Green's not on the other side?
We're on the east side. So.
Oh, okay. I thought, well, you guys are on the east. I thought Bowling Green was in Central, but I could be wrong. I'm not as familiar with that. I know when you get to Indianapolis, it switches over, so... All right, cool. Well, we played a couple of your songs. I don't know which ones because I accidentally left it on shuffle because I do a morning show that's a shuffle, and then we played Fallen for sure and Dirty Little Secret. And I know we played Dirty Little Secret a lot, but I've really started to enjoy Fallen, so I might be swapping that song into the database instead of Dirty Little Secret. So why don't you tell us about Dirty Little Secret real quick and that song. I mean, that's the one that you guys identified as your single, right? So,
pretty much, yeah. That one seemed to have grabbed a lot of attention, so that's what we went with.
Okay.
But I guess to explain it, we really do a lot of when we write, we do a lot of jamming, stuff like that, and ideas will just flow and come up. And that's kind of how that one came about. And ideas were flying, and it just got pieced together. And then I'll let Tyson tell you the rest about the vocals because he writes all the lyrics. So.
Okay.
The lyrics are pretty much what you see a lot about in these day and age. Just having a dirty little secret. Whether it's relationships, things you shouldn't be doing, just that kind of thing. And it's an addiction. That's pretty much what it's about. Just how to hit all those right buttons. To continue to keep having that dirty little secret to keep coming back and forth.
And with that, I want to kind of just put this out there. As musicians, I think we look at this when we write songs and stuff. They may mean one thing to us, but we always want to make sure that everybody knows that whatever that means to you or whatever that makes you feel, that's what it was intended to do.
Yeah, we try to make sure that the content is as evergreen as it can be, Yeah.
Right.
We had no dirty little secret. That's why that was just we wrote that just to write it.
I don't believe that because everybody's got a dirty little secret. Everyone's got one, and you don't have to share it with anyone, but everybody has one. It may not be public knowledge, but you got one. You got one.
Exactly.
I like that song a lot. I mean, I jammed to it. But I've really started to like the song Fallen, which we played right before in Dangerous Game and then Fallen before this. I I really like that song. Like, I like the hook in that, and I like the guitar work that you're doing. So, who's playing the guitar lead in your band?
The lead?
Yeah, the lead.
We both do.
Okay.
We both go back and forth, especially with a lot of the new stuff. So, just to go over this real quick, we recently added Caleb and Darren.
Okay.
We were a 3-piece there until, a couple of months ago now? That 2...
I've been in the band 2 months.
Okay, Caleb's
a week short of 2 months.
A week short of 2 months. So we put a lot of work in the last couple of months to get ready for this. So the album was kind of prior written to that. So a lot of that is us as a 3-piece.
Okay.
But adding Darren and Caleb has really brought the dynamics out in the music, because a lot of our music's really about the dynamics more than it is anything. And the way that just the way that you touch the guitar or play it, or the drums are holding this beat or whatever, or the bass runs here. Adding these 2 guys have just really broadened and opened up everything in our world for music and stuff. So what you hear on the record actually may be slightly different than what you're going to hear live from us. It's even more dynamic, even more EQ fill out. It's
okay.
It's awesome. We just encourage everybody that if you can get out to see us, I think you'll really be pleasantly surprised and love it. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
No, that's good information, because I mean, when you listen to the album, it doesn't sound like a 5-piece. To be honest, it sounds like
that was all written. That was all written and recorded as a 3-piece at the time, and then these 2 guys were just awesome musicians. Came in, grabbed a hold of it, and started adding these dynamics and these textures. That's the word. Thank you. And it's just been awesome. And then of course the new stuff that we've begun writing, and we're playing a few new songs tonight. Yeah, it's awesome.
So on the
thanks for noticing.
Yeah, man. I really like your music, so that's why I brought you on. But I was gonna ask about the recording, because we're really like DIY here. Like, we mostly just play unsigned bands. It's almost every single band we come on here is unsigned. They've either done the recording themselves, or they paid somebody to help them with it. How did you guys do your recording? Was that okay?
Did it all.
You did it all yourselves in this space that you're in now, or did you have a treated space?
You're looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean,
I've got a few things that we set up when we record and stuff. We don't record, everything we've recorded on that album is direct DI.
Okay.
Straight in something emulating. We went close to the guitars of what we actually are playing. So we found amp sims that match exactly that.
Okay.
And it's easier you can't tell the difference. And it just sounds the exact same without having to put all that work of killing all the white noise.
Yep.
Buttload of EQing. Same with drums.
We like it to sound raw. We don't want this wall of overly processed sound. So we kept it really simple on that album. And being our, I guess you could call, freshman album, we were learning a lot as we went, as well as a band, putting that together. So it's been a great experience, and even all the way up to this point, all of us just getting together. It's been wonderful, and we look forward to what the future brings and all that stuff, and going forward from here, because it's just sky's the limit, I think.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, you can tell the difference between like an overly processed, like bands like Avenged Sevenfold, they sound awesome on their album. They don't sound like their album live because they have all these tricks. Like, I've watched a lot of their tricks with, particularly their drums. Like, their drums are double tracked with like not just the mics on everything, but they also put triggers on everything and then like put it and then correct it afterwards. There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of the style now. But your album sounds kind of like what I remember hearing people record back when I was listening to music as a teenager, you know? Like, back then they didn't have all these tricks and like different ways to do it. So, I mean, it sounds really good for a project that you did all by yourself. Do you guys
appreciate that.
Do you mix it yourself too, or did you have that out?
He mixes everything.
Okay, cool. Well, I commend you on doing that. It's tough. I've done 4 songs that I mixed myself, and it got progressively better, right? So the first time I did it, it didn't sound the best, and it sounded a little better, and then a little better, and then a little better. But I think go ahead.
That's what's great about it, you know. It's just the improvement and the learning process, and it's an art form in itself. So.
Yep, and I mean, and going DI, I mean, that's the easiest way to go because you don't have to worry about the room noise. So, I noticed the kick sounds awesome on all of the songs. Like, when you hear the kick, it's like, oh man, that kick sounds tight. So, was that an electronic kick then, since you went DI with everything?
Yeah, so what we did, so all of our stuff is DI, and what I did is I found amps and other plugins that match exactly how we sound live.
Okay.
Without having to over-compress, over-EQ, put a bunch of nonsense plugins to get it to sound decent. So his drums is actually a MIDI drum set in the DAW, and it's actually his emulated what his Pearl sounds like live.
Okay, cool. What DAW did you use for the people that are interested in DIY?
One.
Which one?
Yeah, I use PreSonus 1.
Okay.
Studio. And for the drums, I use SSD5.
Okay. I haven't heard of SSD5. I've heard of Studio 1. That was the first DAW that I used. Yeah, well, actually, the first one I used was Cakewalk way back in the early 2000s, but that was decades ago at this point.
Oh, yeah. I remember Cakewalk.
I tried to use the other one, but I mean, I've messed with Reaper a couple times, and it seems so hard to navigate through and find what I was looking for, and I'm just like, man, PreSonus is right there.
Yeah.
It's got I'm looking for an instrument plug-in. It's right there. Effects right there. My EQs, everything is there.
Yeah, Studio One is a good DAW for beginners for sure.
Yeah, I use a lot of shouldn't say I use a lot, but I use the Slate plugins too.
Okay.
I use those to bring out, especially on the mastering side of it. Because they've got some great plugins when it comes to mastering.
You said they were Slate plugins?
Yeah, Slate Digital.
Okay, I haven't heard of Slate. But there's so many plugins for everything. I use Logic now, like Logic 10, but there's plugins for every freaking DAW. They have tons of them, and I bought a few for Logic, but I haven't done Studio One in a couple years. But
I like Slate because you can, instead of buying each individual plugin, you can just do a subscription. And they'll give you all the plugins for your, I think it's like $9.99 a month. I mean, it's not much at all.
That's actually pretty reasonable. That's less than Netflix nowadays.
Yeah, and there's 300 plugins in it, and it literally has everything that you need to do a mix and mastering to get
I'm gonna check Slate out because I'm starting to do a lot more recording. So since you guys record your own, I suppose we can expect some new singles coming out soon, or yeah.
I would say a couple months, guys, max.
Yeah.
Probably by mid-September, I would say. Just not to really give a definite date or anything, but
no, man, I get it.
We're going to go back in and working on the next album.
Sweet. Well, I'm looking forward to your next single. Just let me know when it hits. I'll make sure I drop it on our show as soon as it releases. We just debuted Dinosaurs in Paris this morning with their album, with their video Hysteria. So we like having new songs on here, and I definitely looking forward to what it sounds like with you guys making music as a 5-piece versus the 3-piece that's on the current album, Death of Me.
It's a totally different ball game. It's so awesome.
The challenge.
Yeah, I mean, when you get 5 people together, like versus like I did a lot of recording on my own during COVID, right? So I did all the parts. Well, every single part sounds like me. There's nobody else in there, right? So when you get 5 different styles, it's like way different when I'm working with like a band or I'm working in a band because you can get the music to sound much different than what I would have written for like a bass part. Like a bassist, another person would write a way different. So I'm really, really looking forward to hearing you guys as a 5-piece. So.
Yeah. Caleb and Darren both have brought so many great ideas and stuff that I think we're going to build off of and start working and really crunching on and stuff. So, yeah, I think you'll be excited. What's the word you used the other day for a hodgepodge of music? Eclectic.
Eclectic.
So, I guess say our sound is more eclectic now because, his bass runs and his guitar and everything. It's just,
Well, if you're adding the layers, I can see it. I can just see it coming up because like the style of music that you have lends itself very well to like like tones in the background and sounds coming from like different guitars or different, you know, bass pedals or whatever. Like that's the kind of thing I would expect to hear, but you don't hear it on this album because, as you said, it was a 3-piece, and it was the three of you guys working together, writing stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Just shifting focus a bit, because I forgot to mention this when you were talking about Rock on the River. So you guys did, like, I wondered how well your promotion side of it did. So you did a thing where you were promoting, like, flyers or posters in the background, like banners, and then, like, tickets and stuff. I was curious about how well that does, because we do live events as well at Effigy, and then we work with a lot of festivals and stuff. I wondered how well that was received. Like, you guys were kind of leading up, at least that's what I saw on your socials, so I don't know, like, how well was that received within the community?
It's a lot of footwork, but we have a really great community here in Connersville, and everybody is always really supportive. It's like a big small town.
Okay.
I guess you could say.
Little Detroit.
Yeah, we used to be called Little Detroit here because of all the industry and stuff. But that being said, yeah, it was received well. I mean, it took some footwork and stuff like that, and talking, and those that could help or whatever were always willing to. And yeah, it turned out really good.
Awesome.
We've always had a good support team band-wise here. Since we've started up and started releasing music. I mean, we had 70 people drive almost an hour away just to come see us play.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, yeah, and now we're having a show right here in our own hometown, so I expect it to be, you know, extremely bigger. So they've always been great with us.
Well, I look forward to seeing the photos and any video you get up on your social media. And everyone that's watching, check these guys out. Follow them on Facebook. I think that's where you're most active, right? Facebook? Or...
Facebook seems to be doing really well. TikTok as well.
Oh, you guys are on TikTok.
But
Yeah, you can catch us practicing sometimes on TikTok.
Okay.
yeah, we like to throw out some live video on TikTok up there of us just jamming and playing, and you might catch new ideas and stuff like that and things to come. So.
Cool.
Yeah,
well, I don't have the ability to do live streaming on TikTok because you need 1,000 followers. So I actually just started a TikTok 2 days ago, so I should go pester people for followers so that I can stream from there. So you guys must have over 1,000 followers then on TikTok.
Yeah,
pretty close. I think we're like at 25 or 2,800, somewhere around there.
That's a significant number. So
yeah, we didn't really do anything live. We never really messed with it. I mean, we post our 30-second little videos that we were just, you know, pushing over to Facebook to there. And then over the past couple of weeks, we're like, you know what, let's just go live on there and see what happens. Every time we've gotten on, at least almost 200 people watching. And it's just like, okay, maybe we need to start paying more attention to TikTok now.
Yeah, well, TikTok's where all the young people are, and that's where I'm trying to go that route. Like, I want to get in there, but like doing it live is a little bit tough right now because I don't have 1,000 followers. But I think you get followers a lot faster on TikTok than you do other social media, so maybe it'll work out. But anyway, follow these guys on TikTok. Follow them on Facebook. Follow them on Instagram. I'm going to definitely follow you guys on TikTok after this program, and then I'll check out your live videos. But I'm going to figure out what's next on here. I really wanted to play... I think we did play Soldier. That was my bad for leaving it on shuffle and then going to do something else real quick. So... but anyway, I will get a couple more of your songs on. I think Human still needs to play for sure, and maybe Soldier. Those were two that I wanted to play. And then thanks for being on the show. I know you got a show tonight, so you probably want to practice a bit for that. And I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us for a little bit.
We appreciate you having us, man. We really do. It's always fun doing these. So.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it, and look forward to your next single drop. Album drop, and we'll keep following you on the show and keep having your music on. Like I said, I'm going to probably swap Fallen out from Dirty Little Secret on the database and start playing that one because that is a jam. I don't even think I asked you much about it, but that's okay. We'll I want to see you live. I want to see the live version of that.
Music speaks for itself.
Yeah, the music does speak, especially with that song. I think after listening to the album several times now, I think Fallen has really become my favorite song on that album. So
That's awesome. That's actually my favorite.
is it?
So
Hey, well, we got something in common. All right. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it, guys. Thanks again for coming on the show. Everyone on the program, stick around. We're going to have a few more videos from people that came into the studio and performed live. Obviously, we're playing a couple more Tyrant's Downfall song here. And then get back into the rest of the playlist for the day. But if you're in Indiana, check these guys out tonight at Rock and River. That's at the Robinson Campground in what was the name of the town again? Okay. Great, guys. Thanks again.
thank you.